Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Anipop Podcast. I am your host, Jaden Day Zero, and with me are your co-hosts, Marutsuki and the Lucky Duelist, and this is episode 21. How are you guys?
I'm doing okay. I'm looking forward to another great episode, and this podcast can legally drink, which is fun.
Right?
Wow.
This podcast is going to become an alcoholic.
Yikes.
How are you guys doing?
I'm pretty good, I think. So, I mean, pretty decent. What about you, Jay?
I'm doing all right. I'm kind of tired and can't wait for the weekend, so that's gonna be fun.
I thought you were gonna say that the podcast is over or something. I was like,
oh yeah, it's
rough.
Yep.
It's all over.
Yep.
Last
Yikes.
episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
So for this podcast or for this episode, we're actually going to be talking about something, which I'm going to hand it to Ducky because this is his idea. So you can tell everybody what's going on.
We like giving credit, so yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I burped. Hi guys, it's me, the Lucky Duelist, also known as Ducky. You may know me from the Anipop Podcast episodes 1 to 20 and nothing else.
Wow.
And today I thought we've talked about the isekai genre back in episode 1. And I thought, what if we give some attention to other genres? So today we're going to be talking about action anime. So to get it sort of started, I thought I would ask you guys what sort of action anime you've seen, what sort of things you like.
Okay, so let me pull out a list, bro. I gotta look this up because there's so many things, you know.
Wait, is this gonna be like recent action stuff or just an overall?
Anything.
Okay, cool. Because there's like a whole bunch of stuff. I think
it's probably the biggest genre.
Yeah. Well, yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I just want to say that the freaking My Hero, because of the fans, it kind of like turned me off from watching it.
He's no longer turned on.
Bro.
He's now out.
Yeah, totally. That and the fact that I don't know. I hate fillers, and I'm glad that the anime industry is starting to like not include fillers anymore as much, because I know My Hero does have like 1 or 2 episodes per season of fillers at the very end, which it isn't bad by any means, but like freaking, it's not unlike you know, I don't know, it's not as bad as it was like 10 years ago, where Bleach, Naruto,
like shows,
and stuff. Yeah, I don't think One Piece would be considered filler, because One Piece is like I don't know, based on the creator of One Piece.
There is quite a bit of filler in One Piece. There is quite a bit of filler in One Piece.
Really?
I mean,
I thought
that was an episode.
I thought the creator was like, yeah, everything's canon, even the filler. Because I know a lot of times in Naruto, they would like just go to this random village and they never mention them in the main story ever again.
I don't think anything gets worse for filler than Naruto, where they have like most of the original series of Naruto was filler.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what's funny though? Is that at the end of the filler arc, they're like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see you again, and they never actually ever see them again.
Never again.
Oh.
Kind of the same like in Pokemon, because like I know in Pokemon the filler there is like more tolerable, the original Pokemon, and because it didn't really feel like filler, because you don't know the original source, right? Except for the games, but they could I guess they could kind of BS everything because it's based on the game and not like a manga or anything like Naruto and Bleach and stuff. But for Pokemon, it's fun. They kind of did the same thing where they're like meet these new characters and stuff, and the characters are like, I can't wait to battle you again, and they never see each other ever again.
Peace.
Yeah.
They actually went into a very depressive stage, and then they're like, no more. He just made them quit their career.
As far as I'm concerned, the only anime that is like constant, long running now, correct me if I'm wrong, other than One Piece, obviously, because One Piece never ends, is Boruto and Black Clover.
But are those Are those shows like weekly though? That's the thing.
I think they are. I know Boruto has a lot of filler, and I'm not sure about Black Clover. But I know, as was the case with Boruto, with Naruto, Boruto has a lot of filler, and that's, I think, weekly. It might not be, but I know that's long running, and it hasn't stopped between seasons.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then that okay. I'm surprised they're doing that with Boruto, just because of the fact that it doesn't seem like it would have a lot of story to it. Because after getting that overpowered and like Earth reality shattering events of Naruto, like you would think like, okay, how could they top this? And I don't know what's going on, but I think one of the kids or something of Kaguya like can like destroy the moon or something. I don't fucking know.
And in Boruto they've got it so he's the same power level as Kaguya.
Mm-hmm.
So that's he's 12 or 13 or whatever.
Yeah, of course, because he has to be.
Yeah, it's the law that a shonen protagonist has to be 13, and he's and he's got the power of a goddess, which I think is dumb.
Right.
I think age is a really weird thing in action shows.
Yeah.
Like for example, Bleach is a good example of a long-running show where the protagonist through most of the show is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show you the age of like his allies who are like Soul Reapers. They're like in their hundreds for age. Like, Toshiro, who's portrayed as a child, is 130 years old.
I always thought that was kind of weird, like the whole Soul Society thing and their age differences and stuff like that. You would think it's like they lived for like 100 years in the afterlife or in the Soul Society or whatever, and it's just so bizarre just to think about it because you don't think about that stuff and make it seems like they just recently, or they don't even mention that they're dead or anything. Like they just say it once at the very beginning of Bleach and then you forget about it throughout the whole thing. It's just like a blur. So
I
weird.
noticed that when I watched through it recently, and I only watched the first 9 seasons because I can't find seasons 10 onwards in English apart from season 16, and so I've only watched seasons 1 and 9 and 16, and I've noticed they say, hey, if you die, you go to the Soul Society, and you don't remember your past life, but they go there and someone remembers their past life, but no one else does, and I think that's sort of they're taking action over the plot. Which I think is, stupid.
Right. I don't know. It's weird.
It's a problem a lot of action shows have where they go big flashy fights with swords or fists or bright yellow hair, where they put all that in front of the story and it takes away.
Yeah. I do have to say though that Naruto actually was is a pretty good story. And compared to Bleach, and I don't know about One Piece. Like, I don't even know what their objective is anymore.
Honestly, I can't
with
even
how long
watch
One Piece is, it's not worth it unless you've got a place to start partway through.
Yeah. The only important piece of action anime is JoJo, and that's all. Like everybody's opinions is irrelevant.
Heck yeah!
Wow, that's really dumb. But I can agree. No, I'm just kidding.
I think JoJo's a weird case when it comes to action because it's like there are fights in it, but it's not always like just beating someone up with strength. Because it's a kind of action I like where it's more puzzling than got to beat you up. Although, obviously Jotaro and Dio, obviously they just punch each other to death. But there's more to the minor villains have abilities they have to work out a puzzle to get around, and I think that's more than just I'm stronger than you, I have to train to get stronger. I think that gets boring after a while, no matter how many shows do it.
Right.
Have you found a list of what action shows you like, Maru?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Okay.
I know I'm not really I don't know. I think for me it really depends on if I can get into it or not, but it's kind of hard to find good action animes for me. I'm not really an action type unless it's really good. I know for sure. I've probably mentioned this so many times before, but I'm guessing what is it? The Promised Neverland counts as action, right?
I don't know, does it? I've never seen it.
I feel like it would because of like what goes on and stuff like that.
I mean,
so.
I as far as that goes, I would have to say season 2 is more actiony than season 1. So
I haven't seen season 2 yet.
As far as I'm concerned, though, season 2 is filler, which is really weird.
Season 2 is filler?
No, it's not. It's canon. It's canon to the manga because I did read the manga and it's 1-to-1.
I'm not
He's
sure.
like, get cultured.
I don't know because all I have to go off for this is that someone on Twitter said it's all non-canon. So.
Well, why are you listening to everyone on Twitter, bro?
Well, that's false because I've read the manga. The manga is the same as the anime, so it's not filler. It's canon.
Ducky, we need to talk to them. Please bring them on as a guest.
I don't know who it is.
we need to discuss. Well, at least Jay has to discuss. But yeah, no. I mean, my guess, the second season would be more action than the first one.
Right.
The first one's more like suspense and stuff like that. Still very good, anyways. Like, I don't know. The story is just so interesting. So very good. It's just, I would say it's just as good as well, I don't know because I haven't read the mangas, but like Attack on Titan also has a very good like lore and stuff like that. Very interesting as well. Both very good animes. I think those are like top 2 very good action type animes, I'd say. And it's probably really crusty of me to say because those are also one of the top animes, I guess, popular trending animes, so it's like, yeah. But like I said, I don't really tend to watch a lot of like action based animes, but those two are really good and stuff like that. I know Dr. Stone is also a good one. I don't know if that would count completely as action.
Not really. I wouldn't consider it. I mean, is Dr. Stone shonen? I think it is, right?
It is. It's by Shonen Jump, but I wouldn't consider it action.
Yeah, because
looking on the interwebs, it says action, adventure, comedy, and sci-fi.
There are fights in it, but it's like
it's sparingly.
Yeah.
Which is good in my opinion, because if they overfill the thing with too much action and not enough of the science, then that kind of defeats the whole charm of Dr. Stone. Because the only reason anybody's watching Dr. Stone is for the science, not the action. Because science is cool.
Yes.
So say in school.
It's a refreshing story from all the from all the just like I'll beat you up. No, I'll beat you up. It's a refreshing twist from that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think it's that aside from Dr. Stone, I think there's another show called Spiral. It's a really, really old show, but it's more of like a detective kind of thing of this genius who like solves mysteries and stuff. But aside from that, I think Dr. Stone has like one of the most unique premises because it's never been done before. And the thing is, I think if I'm not wrong, I think isn't Dr. Stone, it's either written and illustrated or it's just illustrated by a Korean artist. I don't know.
Tell me about that.
As far as I know, the guy Boichi. Yeah.
Boichi.
South Korean manga artist. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool because you don't see a lot of that, and I think that's why it's so unique. Not only because of that, because I think he thought of different concepts for like good stories for manga and stuff, and like it's just so good. It's just like Dr. Stone is so good because I'm surprised no one has ever thought about it, but.
There was another thing he did recently. I can't remember what it was, but he has another ongoing series. I think I'm not too sure, but I agree with you on the art for Dr. Stone is great, and I think it's cool that it's someone who isn't Japanese.
Yeah,
I actually find it very interesting that Dr. Stone would focus like on the science of things, because like I don't know, maybe I feel like they think that not a lot of people would be interested in it.
Mhm.
And like I don't know, because a lot of people tend to lean towards the very action or like very like fan servicey or very like mystery and very or like comedy or stuff like that. Like those, I feel like those are the more popular kind of things that people
Yeah.
tend to look for. So that's why like I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of curious to know like whether or not they were afraid that it wouldn't work out, considering that it was like based on like the science of things.
Mhm.
And I guess in a way, I feel like maybe they think that weebs are kind of dumb.
As far
And they
as
only focus on like anime thighs and stuff. So,
Bruh.
like,
as far as
mean-
I'm concerned, the manga for it was really popular. And then obviously when a manga reaches a certain point of popularity, they say, "Oh, let's turn this into an anime." And I've noticed recently they've been doing that quicker, like sooner, with series. So like My Hero got one quite soon after the manga debuted. Doctor Stone, Jujutsu Kaisen, if I pronounced that correctly. Sorry if I didn't. So these newer series are getting adaptations quicker than like an old show would.
Yeah, I think which is really interesting. I'm kind of glad you brought that up because like I haven't realized this, but I think it's because of the fact that since anime is becoming more mainstream and stuff, there's more consumers and more of a market for anime shows, and because of that, because more people are consuming the merchandise and like watching everything and stuff like that, that means that there's more demand, and the more demand there is, the more the company is willing to spend more money in order to produce these anime shows and pump out more stuff. And go ahead.
Sorry, I think part of like why they're doing it so soon might be because they have like they're not scared to run out of material because they can do it seasonally. Whereas with shows like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto, you can tell when they're running out of material because they go into quite a long filler arc.
Yeah.
And something that the author of Attack on Titan said was, I think it was between season 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, was that the next season would take a while to come out because he wanted the manga to be a certain point ahead of the anime, so they had material to go off of.
Yeah.
So I think part of why they're producing these new shows quicker is so that they don't run out of stuff and then just do it seasonally. So have 12 or 24 episodes and then keep going.
I guess. I mean, in my point of view, I think it's more of the fact that it's just because it's so popular, anime's become so popular and it's like globally known and stuff, and that this Sony that owns pretty much almost all of the whole industry in the Western sphere. They're proof that the anime industry is becoming bigger and bigger, and obviously the more money that's coming in from the West and other parts of the world, that's like a big incentive to like create more anime shows. Kind of like the reason why VTubers are like it's becoming an industry, because of the fact that if it wasn't for the Western market and other countries outside of Japan and stuff, then it wouldn't have become as big as it is. And I think that's a big part of why it's like they're producing these shows or have the higher turnover in producing these shows than back in the day when the whole industry was very, very niche, and like they would have to make sure that this manga is popular enough to be worth the cost of producing it into an anime show. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that.
You make a good point, I think.
Because capitalism.
Oh. Yeah, no. I mean, there's definitely a huge, a bigger, like, audience for anime for sure.
Yeah.
There's definitely more people who are going into it. Kind of like how we talked about it in the last, in our last episode. That,
grown.
Yeah, well, yeah, like, how, like, even celebrities and stuff like that are getting into it and things like that. You can really tell that it's becoming it's just way bigger than it was before.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, there's just a lot of things that really play into the popularity of anime, and the kind of stuff that they input in anime on purpose because they know it's what attracts people, and what really like catches people's attention, because they feel like if you don't add that, like people won't watch it or something. It's just, and like another thing, it's just easier for them to like get an audience or like get a following like that, because people are just simply attracted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like adding a flashy fight scene or an attractive person will get your series more attention because that's what people like.
That's what the audience is. So
while we're talking about action, sorry if this is like really far off, can we talk about Dragon Ball? Because I think that's probably the most popular action show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is actually. I'd say so.
I think so. Dragon Ball is most popular for Dragon Ball Z, which is like the middle kind of. And I agree that's probably the best because the original Dragon Ball is really weird, and then Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super are strange as well. And I think Dragon Ball Z like hit it on the head for like where to go with like the direction that like they start off with like, oh, you're an alien, and then they go back to the point of like, oh, there's a demon trying to kill everyone or whatever, and they like balance out the magic and science, or not science but like technology, which is always sort of a thing in Dragon Ball. Like they always had like robots and stuff,
Right.
But then they saw Dragon Ball still made money in 2014, 2015. They thought, hey, let's make Dragon Ball Super. And they just went to space, and his hair turned red, and then his hair turned blue. And I think it's getting to a point where it's dumb. Like, there's a story, and I read the manga for a bit, and there's a villain who literally became Earth. I don't see how that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I think they've reached a point where the fights are getting so flashy and the enemies are getting so strong that it's just dumb.
Yeah, at some point they're gonna reach a point where it's like, okay, Goku is like multi-universal, multi-dimensional powerhouse, whatever. I don't know what they would call it, like even bigger than a god, because obviously gods in this universe is no longer as strong as you would think they are because of like the whole multi-universe thing, whatever tournament.
Yeah.
So now now Goku is gonna have to fight Xeno or whatever that little thing is.
The child who's in charge of the multiverse.
Yeah, who's like god of all gods, or I don't know what they would call him, but the being who created the universe or whatever. And if Goku is able to beat him or like do whatever, then at what point is it gonna stop? Is it Saitama's gonna show up out of nowhere and be like, hey, boom, you're dead, or something? I don't know. Because at some point they can't go any further, and if they want to milk it, they have to like reduce Goku's power levels to like way before I'd say Majin Buu Saga levels. Yeah. Because I think that's the most appropriate power level. They shouldn't have like boosted overpowered.
Gone further.
Yeah, because that's ridiculous at that point.
I know their original intention was to make the end of Super and the end of Z the same, so it'd be like he goes to a tournament, he gets into a fight with a reincarnation of Boo, and then they fly off to train.
Right.
And I think the point they can't do that because Goku would punch the child and he would die.
Oof.
Like, they've made him too strong for that ending to make sense.
Yeah.
Unless they somehow go back and they're like, gods aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah, I agree. It's way too ridiculous now.
I think action shows have this problem where they center it too much around the protagonist. Like, Naruto, for example. Naruto and Sasuke were the reincarnations of these two great people. And then for a little bit, it was just those two fighting Kaguya or Madara or whatever. Bleach has this issue where Ichigo was a Soul Reaper, a Hollow, a Fullbringer, and a Quincy, so he was all four of those things at the same time.
Which is, why?
Yeah.
Question mark. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
They want to make him OP, bro.
Apparently.
I've seen people once again on Twitter, because I use that sometimes, saying they're boycotting the Dragon Ball manga because they're sick of this formula of they all train, get really strong. The villain comes in, Vegeta fights the villain beats Vegeta, Goku comes in and saves the day. That's literally every arc of like Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Super anyway, except for one. And it's really annoying because it's so repetitive. It's like the same thing with different colors.
Yeah, I agree.
It's starting to off-put people on a quite a large scale, and I think that's good. Because eventually you have to let the franchise die.
Yeah. They should have, ended the whole franchise, after GT. I think even though GT isn't the greatest, it's still a good... I think the ending of GT was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Just the way it ended, but I don't know. They could have gone with Kid Goku.
Yeah.
Which is a descendant of Goku, and I think that would have been if they didn't make him a wimp and all that kind of stuff, I think that would have made a better story as a spin-off of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And stuff, instead of continuing Goku's story, but I don't know.
I think you have a point there. Where I think his name was Goku Jr. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. It was Goku Jr. Yeah.
If they'd made Dragon Ball Super, in the future about him, that would have been way better than having Goku become a literal god.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because then they would have the story from the 90s pre-existing that they could have expanded on with a whole new cast of characters. But alas, it wasn't meant to be, and they had to give him red hair instead.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the biggest problem with you have a big problem with anime shows, or specifically action shonen shows, when everybody can predict what arc that is. If they're gonna say, oh, it's the training arc, or oh, it's the tournament arc. It's bad and it's oversaturated and very basic. If people can tell if it's an arc or whatever. That's when you have a problem, and that's my problem with shonen. And I've noticed that I kind of had started to not watch as many shonen or action shonen shows anymore, like Black Clover, which is one of the popular ones right now, and stuff like that, because it's just so boring. And even with My Hero, My Hero at the very beginning, it was pretty good until they started to fit in right into the cliches and stuff. So then it kind of put me off a little bit, because I was like, this is so boring. This is just formulaic as all the other shows are now. And that's why I love shows like Dr. Stone and Shield Hero and The Promised Neverland, because the premise for those shows are so unique. Same with Demon Slayer. It's they're so unique and stuff. And I think that's why shows like that are way more popular in those moments, and they even surpass the big three or whatever at some point, because it's not formulaic. It's not oh, they have a tournament arc, oh, they have this blah 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 whatever. I don't know, it's unpredictable, and that's a good thing. But I don't know,
it makes it good, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I've noticed this formula, not really for an entire show, an arc, but for sort of the way a show starts. I call it the Naruto formula, where the protagonist starts out and they can't do something, and then they miraculously get a way to do it, and then become overpowered. So you've got Naruto, he didn't use chakra, he got the scroll, he became really strong. Deku ate All Might's hair, got a quirk. Or actually, spoiler alert, cover your ears, he's got 7 or 8 quirks now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so dumb.
They did this thing where now he has the quirks of everyone who's had his quirk before him. So he can fly, he can launch a whip from his body, he can punch things really hard. Those are the 3 he's unlocked yet.
Wait, Deku?
Yeah.
Bruh, what? Dude, that is so dumb. Oh my god.
He has the one that lets him punch really hard. He has Black Whip, which lets him shoot black stuff out his body. And he can float.
Bruh, that is so dumb. Okay, I'm so
It
done with
is.
My Hero at this point. Then, like,
Yeah.
you kind of put the nail in the coffin for My Hero for me. Like, as much as
I'm kind of generalizing it. They've executed it better than most would, where he doesn't just randomly have this. They show him not really training for it, but like struggling to control it. Like at first, he starts blacking out whenever he uses it.
okay, yeah, I totally get that, but still, that's kind of like,
Yeah.
like
But then making him
I don't know.
ridiculous.
they're making him too like they're trying to like morph him into this thing that is overpowered, and I don't know, I feel like they're really overdoing it with that. Like I get it, at first he didn't have an ability and he becomes like the little apprentice, I guess, or something of All Might and stuff like that, and basically takes on his role, or is starting to take his role. But like, I don't know, I feel like they're doing too much when they're adding that. And I guess it makes sense if maybe he had those abilities because, like, it's been passed down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, we never saw All Might ever do any
stuff.
of those things.
Yeah,
So it feels like off.
yeah, it feels like they're retcon it or something like that. They're like, it's a last minute thought or something.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
Yeah, like for me, I like Deku when at the very beginning because he was not because he didn't have any powers or anything, because he was very analytical and he focused a lot on the weaknesses of his opponents as opposed to like just smashing things and like that kind of stuff, because he actually used his head and like all that kind of stuff. But I feel like they're not highlighting that anymore about his personality, because that's what made him so unique. Because he knows how it feels to be powerless, and he knows he has to like think, be on his toes and stuff against opponents. But now that he's getting all these abilities, regardless of the fact that it's taking him a while to control, it's still, I don't know.
It's like they're overloading him with things he can do, and they're making him so strong that it's taking away from his personality.
Yeah, like I totally understand the whole being super strong, like All Might kind of thing. Like that's totally fine. But I like how he can't control all of it just yet. And I kind of wish they emphasized that okay, I can't control all this power, so I'm gonna have to think and like come up with like little ideas in order with other people in order to like take down this opponent, because he has done that before with other people. But unfortunately, after the whole him versus what's that mafia guy, I forgot, of season Overhaul, yeah, after Overhaul, because it was mostly just him taking Overhaul on, because I think previously it was him and other people as well, but now mainly he's the one who's have to save the day, because everybody else is useless, I guess.
I think My Hero Academia excels with side characters. So, like in that arc, for example, he had Eri on his back to stop him hurting himself.
Yeah,
and like once again in the manga, the most recent arc has been like this huge long fight, which has gone on for I don't know, at least 30 chapters of basically every character fighting, and every character has like one moment at least. And I think that's really great, because Deku barely gets anything until he's like in this huge fight against Shigaraki, of course. And there's no winner, no loser. But it's obviously they're giving the side characters more attention, which I think is better than having the generic shonen, the protagonist is amazing at everything.
Yeah, kind of like they did with like freaking Ichigo and like Goku.
Yeah.
Like I think I see what you mean there. Like I know One Piece is very good with its side characters because they actually flesh them out a lot. Unlike and I guess Naruto, it's iffy because they did it in the first couple of seasons of Naruto. Then in Shippuden, they kind of ignored a little bit of them. Later on.
That's what I like about Naruto's filler, is that it puts him with people that weren't Sasuke and Sakura, so you get to see people who weren't in the canon stuff do things.
Yeah, and they become just almost as strong as Naruto until he gets god powers, I guess. And for like freaking Dragon Ball Z, it's just Goku and Vegeta, and that's everybody else is like trash, basically.
Oof.
Everybody's just yelling, Goku, where are you?
They had this huge build-up before the universe tournament where they were like, "Oh, Krillin is as strong as Goku now," and this is with Goku having his blue hair.
Yeah,
and then Krillin was the first person to go out for their team.
Mm-hmm.
So they're basically saying, "Hey, he's as strong as a god, but he's still really weak."
Right.
It's dumb. They build side characters up, then knock them down, just to make Goku look stronger.
Yeah, no freaking. And Gohan, I hate how they treated Gohan.
I think they ruined him. Yeah,
they ruined him so much. Like, I wish they were like, okay, Gohan, you need to be serious this time because this is a universal tournament thing that's very important. And I wish they would have taken time to and showed him or redirected the focus from Goku to Gohan and build up his character once again like they did in the Cell Saga, because that was freaking beautiful. I like that. And I wish they did that with this arc, with the tournament arc, when he had a fight, or I don't know. But no, they're like, okay, Gohan is weak and he's gonna be weak forever. Just deal with it, guys. And they're just gonna slap Goku's face on top of his face because it's just Goku that's strong, and with Vegeta second. I don't know.
There are parts in Dragon Ball where you can notice, or Dragon Ball Z, where you can notice that Goku is antagonist, but he's always outshone by his dad.
Yeah,
and that's really dumb because I think they struggle to pass on the protagonist mantle in that show. And the last arc of Dragon Ball Super was unbearable to rewatch, except for the very last fight is the only part of that arc I actually enjoy.
Yeah,
where Goku and Frieza can destroy this Jiren guy.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know. Like, they could have had a big opportunity during the Cell Saga to pass it on to Gohan, and originally Toriyama wanted to do that, but I guess the his editors were like, no, you can't, because it's Goku.
Goku sells.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't.
It's dumb.
He doesn't have much of a say in the series either. Like, these spin-offs of shows, the creators don't get much of a say. So Toriyama doesn't get much of a say in Super, and Kishimoto doesn't get much of a say in Naruto. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think it's really bad that, they've made the original series and now people are ruining them just to make profit.
Yeah, it's like disrespecting the original story and just the concept of it and stuff like it's like very disrespectful. That I really hate about that when it comes to companies. Is like, bruh, just let the OG creator decide whether to end it or not, and you can either focus on a different character and make a series off of them instead or something. I don't know. Yeah. But they don't. They're like, oh no, Goku. Like, what about Gohan? No, Goku. What about Vegeta? No, Goku. Son Goku only.
I think the best Dragon Ball fiction recently is manga, and it's an isekai where someone is reborn in another world.
Oh yeah, Yamcha, the Yamcha, bruh.
He ends up being the strongest person in the series.
Dude, I love that so much.
Is Chotzi.
Dude, okay. I really wish they animated that. That would have been far better than freaking Dragon Ball Super. By all means.
Yeah, I agree completely. They're giving a side character attention, but by making an isekai about.
Yeah, kind of like what they did with like Rock Lee and Naruto. 'Cause instead of I guess technically, yeah, it would be considered his show because it's called Naruto Rock Lee SD or something like that.
Rock Lee is Ninja Pals.
Yeah, dude, I love that show. That was so funny. Like, I really wish they did more stuff like that, where they focus more on the side characters to build them up in terms of character and stuff like that. But unfortunately, not a lot of shows do that. So I don't know.
At the start of the anime, not even the manga, or just the anime, Boruto had a few episodes where it was like, hey, here are the side characters. like the characters whose parents weren't in the original Naruto, and they were just like, here are these really interesting characters, but as the show goes on, they get no screen time.
Yeah, which is kind of sad, but I mean, they have to make money, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. People like protagonists for some reason, and it sucks.
Yeah. They're so basic. I freaking blame all the people who are just now getting into anime because they don't have taste. Like, they don't have taste what's worth crap, dude. Like, I swear to God, they see Goku like, bro, that's the greatest show ever. And they see freaking Naruto, no, that's the show greatest ever. And here's freaking I don't know, one of the
There's so many other
Dr. Stone
shows.
Yeah, there's Dr. Stone. She'll hear and like, what the hell is this shit? This is boring. Well, give me Goku. And like, bro, you have no taste.
Okay, honestly, I feel like the people who say that like anime but are actually not really fans are the people who have like, you know, like Goku or Naruto or some like basic anime show like character as their profile picture or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I feel like those are the type of people who like, that's the only anime they've ever watched, and that's the only anime that they love. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, but like, what else do you know? And it's just like, I don't know.
I don't know. He does that one thing at the very end of the show.
I like that thing.
I like that one little blue beam thingy that comes out of their hands. It's pretty cool, right?
Bruh. I don't know. It's dumb.
Are there any more recent action shows you like? I know My Hero Academia is quite recent, but like this year, are there any action shows you've seen or that you're looking forward to?
Dude, this year, well, if you're talking about 2020 was like dead. There was like no good shows at
2020
all.
was dead.
Yeah, except for like Re:Zero, but that's not really action. I would say.
I don't know. I've still not seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. Like, aside from all the waifus and stuff in the show that people say, it's a really good show.
You
like
mean Rem?
Yeah, aside for the
that's it.
Yeah.
Ram, Amelia, Felix,
Ren,
the
Ram.
full waifus of that show.
Yeah, no kidding.
She's the only one that's mentioned, bro. Like, have you seen all the figures that have been released for her? Like, that's the only character I know from that show because of that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
pretty much.
They're like, have one in winter outfit, have her in the beach outfit. Here's another beach outfit, and another one because he didn't have enough. I'm like, okay.
I can name 5 characters from that show, and 2 of them are basically the same person because Rem and Ram.
Wow, that's so sad. Oh my god.
Yeah. I hate when they do that, like when they like oversell that specific character too much, and they only sell like one figure of one of the side characters. Like for me, when it comes to like figures and stuff like that, it's like My Hero, because like I really like Tokuyami, the bird guy, but literally they have no figures of Tokuyami, which I'm pissed off because like, dude, that guy's his character design is so cool. But
it's so dumb. You would think that after like having so many episodes or like whatever season that they're on now, you would think that they would want to release other characters from that show, like other side characters, because it's been out for a while, and I'm pretty sure people like yourself, you know, are fans of those side characters as well. And like, I don't know, I find it so dumb. I think it's really dumb the fact that they don't release more of those, or at least if they had like a I don't know, like some sort of poll for that show itself to like have like side characters as a list and be like, oh, which side character would you like to see more of, and like maybe have like the top 3 have like more figures come out or something like that. That would be pretty cool if they did that, but everyone knows that the most money is going to come out of the popular characters, and of course, we're going to have, you know, Bakugo and
oh god,
freaking!
Oh my god!
Like
don't even say that in Todoroki, because I've seen so many cosplayers of Todorokis at cons.
I know,
it's so dumb, dude. Like, holy crap! It is, and it's 90% females too. Like,
they like, I don't know, they just like those, the cool boy guys.
Like boys.
Yeah,
They're
the
like
edgy, the
boys.
super edgy.
They see
edgy
Todoroki
boys.
and they think, damn, he's injured, he's hot, but then they don't. But then, his mum pours hot water on him and they're like, oh, that's all. And then they see what happens because of it. They're attracted to what happens because, oh, how'd you get that scar? My mum threw hot water on me.
Why do you think people like Zuko and Avatar, okay?
Dude, I swear. I mean, at least for me, Zuko is like a better character than Todoroki.
Yeah, because he actually you can see his character development and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Todoroki
don't
feels
attack
kind
me,
of plain.
freaking yeah.
But oh, go ahead.
I've noticed a lot more with figures, like
Mhm.
My Hero Academia specifically. When a character gets a big moment in the anime, they start making more merch of them. Like Kirishima had his big thing where he got really strong, and then they started releasing more figures of him.
Yeah.
And after
quick or
Tokiyami
money.
gets more, after Tokiyami gets more, and Aoyama, for example, gets more, he has a shiny belly button. That's his only power. After these smaller characters get more screen time, they'll start making figures of. So you might have hope for a Tokiyami figure soon, Jay.
Do we have hope though? Because by the looks of it, what season is My Hero on?
Like
We're
5,
on season 5.
Yeah.
Okay, 5 seasons. We've been through 5 seasons, and you haven't seen character development, or you haven't seen any spotlights for them for 5 seasons.
Yeah, but there are 20 characters in this class, and they've gone into other classes, so.
Yeah, they've gone into other classes, but they haven't gone with their own classes. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, because there's more than one class in a school.
Yeah, but even so, you would think that they want to focus on some of the people from their class too. I don't know, it's dumb because they focus so much on these other characters. I know Deku's main character and stuff like that, and those other ones are close to the main character. But even so, I think it would be nice to have a little bit of something else, because it would be nice for the people who actually support those characters, those little side characters. That
you know what I want to see though? I want to see an episode dedicated to Mineta only.
Oh my god!
A filler episode of him trying to get a girl,
bruh. His inner thoughts and that. just following him to his room and just his inner thoughts and stuff like that, and just being a pervert and stuff. That'd be so funny. And you know what pisses me off even more is that Mineta actually got recently a figure of him, but we still haven't gotten the Tokiyami figure. And I'm like, bruh, what the heck?
Yikes.
That's great.
I guess they the perverts too.
Which, by the way, I am gonna pick up that figure just because I like
the Mineta one.
Of course you are. Yeah,
I'm actually looking up Mineta figure now.
Mm-hmm.
You should put him by your. I don't know what kind
of. Oh my god! I could. That's beautiful. I love that.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Wait,
is it just the one of him standing with his thumb up?
Yeah.
Let me send the pic to the chat.
They could have made it more funnier, but I guess it's okay for now. Hopefully they release more, but I don't know.
It would be great if they had an android figure of him, to where you could change his facial expression to him being a pervert or something.
Oh, dude, that'd be so great. I'd love that so much.
There is a Tokiyami figure, but it's not 3D. It's one of those really weird 2D ones.
Oh, those acrylic
2D
stands
figures.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can get a pop vinyl of them, but that's it.
That's not.
And then you can get a kind of disproportionate bobblehead figure.
Yeah, I pretty much have. I think I have almost all the merchandise except for the acrylic stand thing. Just because I don't like those things. Those are kind of I don't know. They're not really worth it.
They're not
in my
good
opinion.
enough. Yeah. You need to see the 3D, every single detail, man. You gotta see every single detail.
Yeah.
If not, it's not worth it.
I got this random blind bag of a My Hero Academia figure, a hanger thing, a keyring, and I got Tokiyami, and it's 3D, but it's really bad quality.
Oof,
Exactly.
yeah.
You can tell it's definitely one of those cheap things where they thought, hey, let's make a few pound off.
Yeah,
But
they just put color. They just plaster color on it and be like, yeah, this is my hero, right? Yeah, let's just sell this.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I know what I have to do now. I have to make a bird boy figure for the boy.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Actually, I might actually kind of. I've been thinking about doing a little bit more kind of sculpting, kind of like I don't know, like just some model stuff. So I mean, maybe. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I'm looking up a list of best action anime according to my least favorite website, cbr.com, which is awful.
Oof.
What about and he has a show that's been popular recently, Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter?
Yeah.
It's Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, the X is silent. Jeez, Maury.
Oh, well, whatever, same thing.
Okay, what do you think of it?
I don't know, I haven't seen it. I know that some people have been like very hyped about it, saying that's very good.
Yeah.
But I don't know personally.
All I heard about it was that the creator is constantly getting sick because of the crunches and stuff, so but that's pretty much it. And his extremely long hiatus, I guess.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all I know from that show. And Gon, I think Gon is like the only character I know, just because of Jump Stars or Jump Force or
Jump
whatever.
Force, yeah. He's a really weird. I don't like the way they did his character, because like I haven't seen this far, but I know at some point in the series, cover your ears if you don't want to hear this. He loses all of his powers and can't get them back. He does this thing which basically says, if you kill this villain, you can't use Nen, which is like their energy system, ever again. And he does it, and I think that's a really dumb way to handle a protagonist. Because if you have a character, you kind of want the protagonist to shine and do big flashy stuff,
right?
But they just sort of ruined that for him.
I mean, if that was gonna be like the ending of the show, that would be perfect, because that's what they did with Full Metal Alchemist, where at the very end, spoiler for those who are still watching Full Metal, but
show from 2005, isn't it?
Something like that. But they at the very end, Edward was like, okay, I realize what I need to give up, and I give up my alchemy powers, and he just pretty much ends with him not being able to do alchemy ever again. So which is pretty good. That's a pretty good way to end it.
I think it's a good enough ending for a show, but if you're going to do it partway through the show, it can be really bad.
Yeah.
It's like halfway through Attack on Titan, for example, if they decided, hey, Eren is not Titan, that would suck, because then you would have all these... It would go back to just mindless people fighting Titans.
Yeah, for sure.
Are there any upcoming action shows you're looking forward to?
I don't know. I mean, currently, I don't know if there would be considered action, because, like I said before, I haven't really been getting into action as much anymore. But I guess if you would consider action, I guess Slime, reincarnated as Slime, Shield Hero. Even though that's more of an isekai action show, I guess. I don't know.
It's still action.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, Shield Hero, Slime. I don't know. Like I guess Dr. Stone a little bit. I guess it's kind of action-ish. Yeah. I don't know, but I kind of wanted to watch the that one show that everybody's been talking about, Jujutsu something. What was it called again?
I don't know. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, because that's been trending right now.
Stoner and Delta.
I haven't seen that.
We started it in VC the other day, and we watched the first episode. And
how was
from what it's actually pretty good.
Well, that's coming from Ducky, though.
I like everything.
Of course.
But it's good because it's different. Where instead of having sorry, my sister asked me. So it's like instead of having hey you have to beat people, they use curses, which I think not curse words by the way. They're nice people.
Bruh.
Mario's allowed to watch it. I think it's better than having get big energy and beat someone up. They have curses. And the first episode doesn't really show it much, but it shows that the villain is inside of the protagonist, and that's cool.
That kind of reminds me a little bit of Naruto in a way, except the Nine Tails wasn't really actually the antagonist of the whole show.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And yeah, that's pretty interesting. I wonder if eventually it's going to come to like, okay, they work together to defeat this even bigger villain or something. I feel like that could be a possibility.
I'm looking down a list of anime confirmed for this year, and there is the Shaman King remake coming out in April.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah, I totally okay. Yeah, me too, dude. I am so hyped for Shaman King.
What is it? Oh, Shaman King. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm finally gonna be able to watch it like properly dubbed and not the 4Kids dub. So I'm pretty hyped for that.
I never finished the original because there's no way to really watch it, but like I read the first 2 volumes of them. I've seen a lot of comparisons between it and JoJo because the spirits, whatever they're called in Shaman King, are stands in JoJo.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to that because the couple of episodes I've seen of Shaman King were really good.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to seeing how they handle it.
Yeah. Do you guys have like any recommendations to like the audience as to what they should check out?
Oh, that's very.
I think Shield Hero is good.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
I haven't mentioned it for action. The Gundam series, like franchise, is good. I don't know what Jay's recommendations are because I know he's a fan of Gundam. My personal recommendation would be Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about action-y, yeah, that's probably the best one.
Yeah, and I don't know for other action shows that I think that's probably the best recommendation I can do.
What about you, Maru?
I think I would have to say The Promised Neverland. Very, very good show. Very interesting for sure. Even though I still haven't even watched like the second season, but I'll get to it. I promise I will because it's so good. I'm actually waiting for my mom to catch up because she started watching it and she keeps making comments from the show and she keeps asking me what's gonna happen next. So I might watch it with her.
What if it was about people going to Amsterdam and it was called The Promised Netherlands?
Oh, that's so dumb. Wow.
No, no, but I'd say that one. I don't know if Samurai Champloo also counts as action.
It does. There's a lot of action in that show. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good one.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's a great show. I would recommend that one. I feel like not a lot of people really talk about that. Also, the music, like the artist for the music and stuff, is pretty great, bro.
Yeah, it's great. A bop. It's a bop.
Yeah, boy, heck yeah, it's a bop. Yeah, but I would recommend those 2 for sure. So yeah, those are my recommendations.
For me, I would say if you're looking for like a very recent show, I would totally recommend let me see. I guess dang, okay, never mind. I thought I had something. But
he's like, oh, never mind.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know. I was thinking maybe Black Clover, but like I haven't really finished. I haven't even barely seen that show that much to actually recommend it. Yeah, I was gonna be fake for a sec just because I couldn't think of anything. Wow. But I'd say Shield Hero. Well, yeah, I doubled down on Shield Hero and Slime. Slime is pretty good. Just because of Rimuru is great, even though he's kind of overpowered. But an old, I guess, a decently not old, I guess, but like a pretty fairly known show is called Overlord. Overlord is pretty sick too.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I tried watching that, but I couldn't get past like the first half episode because of some booby
She
problems.
doesn't like albedo. She doesn't like albedo.
I just bruh.
Bruh.
No, I was just not fan of the fan service.
Exactly.
It was yeah.
I think Slime does a good job at handling like Rimuru being overpowered.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
In a world like that, you'd think there's a term in, I think it's, I've only heard it in D&D, but I'm sure it's used in other things, called, if people run around as murder hobos, where they have the strength to kill people, so all they do is kill people.
Uh-huh.
And I think Slime's good at not doing that, where they make him, he has empathy for other people.
Yeah.
And I think it's since originally he's a slime, he's really weak. Like, well, not he's weak, but like a slime is typically really weak. So people show him mercy by not killing him.
Mm-hmm.
So he would, return the favor by being nice to them. I think they're good at making him a nice character, so he's more than his.
Yeah, I agree. And just to add on to that, if you're gonna watch Slime, please watch in this order. Please watch Goblin Slayer first, and then reincarnate as a slime for reasons you'll see. For reasons you'll see.
Well, let me go back and do that.
What if I've already started Slime?
Then stop. Just stop and forget about it.
I don't know, because it's very ironic how those two shows depict goblins and stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah, because I've seen the goblins and slime. It's just like oh my god.
Is it? Okay, I think I've figured it out now, but I don't know. I've never seen Goblin Slayer.
It's so good. That's a really if you're really into D&D in action, because Goblin Slayer is basically D&D but in anime form, then Goblin Slayer is totally a must watch. I like Goblin Slayer. It's really good. So.
Okay.
But it's very ironic if you watch that first, then Slime, because of the whole goblin
Big
stuff.
Difference.
Yeah, which is funny. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for this episode of the Anipop Podcast. Do you guys have any closing statements before
I'm hungry.
Bruh. You guys go first.
I'm sorry, I'm really hungry. But I had a good time, so that's what's important. Not my starvation or anything.
I think this was this went better than I thought. I thought this would just be, constantly just talking about how bad shows are, and I think we've had a good mix of like talking about what we like about shows, what we don't like.
Wow.
I think we did.
Becky had no hope.
I didn't. I never had hope. I never had hope for this.
Yeah, you kind of can hear it. Like at the very beginning, is like, oh no, this is gonna go bad. It's all good. We got this. We got this, fam.
We got this covered.
Yeah, yeah. But as always, would you like to do the outro as Ducky?
Do you have any last words first, Jay?
The honor. No, I'm like I don't know. Just subscribe and like watch all the other episodes. So, but in terms of action stuff, make sure to watch Goblin Slayer first before Slime. You won't regret it. Please do that for me.
You will regret it. You will 100% regret it.
Probably a little bit.
So, okay. Okay, as usual, thanks for listening, guys, or watching if you're on YouTube. Hope you've enjoyed this episode and you've got some recommendations, you've got some opinions. If you have any opinions for us, leave them in the YouTube comments or contact us on social media, on Twitter, Instagram, or since Jay's a boomer, Facebook. Then we have email, which is anipop.podcast@gmail.com. Email us with feedback, or if you want us to talk about something or a guest you'd like us to feature, we'll try our best for you. You can find this podcast on any service that has podcasts and YouTube, or the Jaden Day Zero YouTube channel. Join us next time when we'll be speaking about parodies and abridged series. Thanks for listening. See you.
Yeah, see ya. Bye. Okay, I'm just gonna restart. I'm just gonna restart the thing, okay? Okay. That wasn't that great. We're gonna restart
it. We're dead, bro.
Nah, exactly. You gotta be hype.
Hype us up, man. God.